Hello, everyone. Alex, the Oilers fan here, and welcome to the final preseason game for the Edmonton Oilers, their eighth and final preseason game of their preseason schedule against the Vancouver Canucks. 8 games, 4 teams, the final dress rehearsal until opening night next week. I'm your host, Alex, the Oilers fan. I want to welcome every single one of you to the stream. Those who are either here beforehand or those who come in later on. Got a great game for you tonight. And like I said, it's the final preseason game for Edmonton. I'm not sure about Vancouver, but it definitely is for Edmonton. Actually, it's kind of funny. This is the final preseason game for Edmonton, but the NHL regular season has already begun. People seem to think that the regular season begins next week on Tuesday. The regular season has already begun because earlier today, the Buffalo Sabres and the New Jersey Devils participated in the NHL Global Series. Basically, what that means is two teams go to Europe, and they play hockey about a week before the rest of the NHL does to account for travel time and stuff like that. It's a photo opportunity, huge media PR thing. So they start a week before. So even though we are playing a preseason game tonight, and I'm streaming a preseason game tonight, or the commentary at least, the NHL regular season has already begun. And the Devils beat the Buffalo Sabres 4-1. So they are currently the best team in the National Hockey League right now. I know, it's crazy. That marks Sheldon Keefe's first win as the New Jersey Devils head coach. And so, lot to talk about in that. It's actually pretty cool. Let's get to the Oilers lineup tonight. And this is about, I said this during the Seattle game. This is even more so about as NHL ready a lineup as you're going to get. In fact, this I wouldn't be surprised if this is your game one lineup. And I've said this many times during preseason, and I'm going to continue to say it during the stream. The way preseason works, first half, you're playing mostly rookies, tryouts, anything like that. By the last game of the preseason, you're basically icing your opening night roster. And that is exactly what Edmonton is doing tonight. Connor McDavid between Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Zach Hyman, statistically the best line in the National Hockey League last year. You got the best player in the National Hockey League and Connor McDavid on that line. That's going to be a pretty good line regardless of who's on it. But you got Zach Hyman, who is just the one player Leaf fans were right about. And I'll admit it, they were right about him. And I saw it firsthand. Zach Hyman is the kind of player who you would want on your team. He plays every game like he has been told that if he does not play well, he's going to get sent down. Now, he may not win every puck battle, but he gives 110% every shift. I have never seen this guy. This guy's been in Edmonton for 3 years already. I've yet to see him take a shift off or a game off. I've never seen that happen before. And then, of course, you got Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, who's just a Swiss Army knife in your lineup. If you have him on your team, you can put him in your top 6. You can put him in your center at the bottom 6. You can put him wherever you want, and he'll thrive. Second line, Draisaitl between Jeff Skinner and Victor Arvidsson. This line hasn't gotten the chemistry together quite just yet, but we did see a bit of it forming against Seattle with their pretty passing play that resulted in Travis Dermott tying the game up at 2 before Edmonton surrendered 4 straight to lose that game 6-2, but that's okay. Draisaitl, the richest man in the National Hockey League right now. 3 50-goal campaigns, multiple 100-point seasons, He's got an Art Ross, Ted Lindsay, and Hart Trophy to his name. Victor Arvidsson, solid hockey player, good for 20 to 30 goals in a year. Him and Draisaitl actually have some great chemistry. Throughout preseason, Draisaitl's found Arvidsson twice, and Arvidsson has not been able to translate that into a goal, but there is chemistry between the two. Jeff Skinner is right now the weak link on that line, but that's just because they've never played together for more than 2 games yet. So we'll let that, you're going to let that go through. Third line, Adam Henrique between Matthias Janmark and Connor Brown. I forgot to mention Jeff Skinner. Good for 30 to 40 goals, solid offensive player. Third line, Adam Henrique between Matthias Janmark and Connor Brown. Probably the best third line Edmonton has iced in the McDavid Draisaitl era, outside of maybe Letestu with Benoit Pouliot and David Desharnais in 2016-2017. Adam Henrique, solid third line center, good offensively, decent defensively, contributed a couple of goals during the Oilers playoff run. Matthias Janmark, a solid bottom 6 guy. He can play center too. Excellent on the PK. Him and Connor Brown were the best duo on the PK for Edmonton. And Connor Brown, he struggled a lot last year, but towards the end of the season, he kind of started to find it a little bit, which makes sense as you recover from injury. And, he was probably one of Edmonton's better players in the playoffs. And then your fourth line, this one could be up in the air. This is the only line that I would say is not set in stone yet, but that just goes to show how set the rest of the lineup is. Plus, given how the competition has been in preseason, Noah Philp, who has just been spectacular in the preseason. This guy has looked completely at home in National Hockey League competition against National Hockey League players. His skating is fantastic. He seems to be excelling in all areas of the ice, which is amazing when you consider he took a year off from hockey last year. He didn't play a single game of hockey last year, and he looks fantastic. He's centering Vasily Podkolzin and Corey Perry. Vasily Podkolzin, of course, was acquired from the Vancouver Canucks at a trade. I think he was picked 10th overall a couple of years ago. Didn't really work out in Vancouver, but, he's not looked bad in an Oilers uniform. And then, of course, you have Corey Perry with on that line as well. Solid NHL veteran. Ekholm Bouchard as your top pairing. Darnell Nurse is playing with Ty Emberson today. Emberson has looked good in preseason. I haven't really seen much out of him that suggests the Oilers made a bad decision acquiring him. Darnell Nurse is only playing his second game. Brett Kulak, a solid third pairing guy, can jump up in your top 6 or top 4 if you need it, but he's a solid third liner, third pairing defenseman, and he's going to be paired with Troy Stetcher. Your goaltenders tonight, I was going to say Jeff Skinner, Stuart Skinner, backed up by Olivier Rodrigue, and that is like I said, that is basically your game 1 opening lineup for the Edmonton Oilers. Here we go, boys. The puck is down, and we are underway between the Edmonton Oilers and the Vancouver Canucks. Bit of a starting to get some rivalry between these two guys, these two teams after their 7-round series in the second round last year. Of course, the Oilers emerging on top. It was a very back and forth. As McDavid tries to find a pass out in front, and here come the Canucks. I have no idea who the Canucks are icing. Looks like JT Miller is out there. Or no, sorry, that's Brock Besser with some guy and JT Miller. So that's interesting. They sent it back to the point, and the guy missed that. Hyman tries the shot, can't find Nugent Hopkins. I have no idea who's in net for the Canucks. I don't know what lineup we're seeing. I guess we can see up here as the Sportsnet broadcast is going to put that up here pretty quickly. We'll just get there when we get there. They're just going through the lineups right now. Emberson over to Darnell Nurse. Darnell Nurse up to a guy. I think that was Jeff Skinner. Draisaitl is going to send it around behind the net. Let's see if we can get to the Vancouver lineup here. I might have missed. Oh, no, here we go. Line combinations for the Canucks. So your top line, Danton Heinen with JT Miller and Brock Besser. Second line, Jake DePress with Elias Pettersson and Daniel Sprong. Third line is Niels Hoglander with Atu Ratti and Kiefer Sherwood. Fourth line is Niels Amen with Teddy Bluger and Arshik Baines. Defensively, they're going with Quinn Hughes and Philip Hronik. Carson Soucy, Tyler Myers. And your third pairing is going to be Derek Forward with Vincent Desharnais. So pretty much, like I said, NHL opening night rosters for both teams. This is, basically where they're at. So Ratty's going up against Adam Henrique in the circle, and Ratty's going to get tossed out in favor of, I don't know who that is. Is that Quinn Hughes? I can't tell. No, that wouldn't be Hughes. Number 44, I don't know who that is. Shot from the point, missed the net. And we're going to have a penalty here, I think, against Edmonton. Nope, it's Atu Ratti. He's going to get called for holding. He got the arm in on Brett Kulak, who was trying to play on the puck, and he's going to the sin bin for 2 minutes. So the Oilers are getting an early power play here. And Rick Tocchet is not happy about it. Too bad, Rick. Tell your guys to stop digging in with their hands. All right, so Oilers are going their full power play here. McDavid, Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, Hyman with Bouchard. And Draisaitl's going to win the faceoff. Zach Hyman sends it over to Leon. Leon back there around, and that puck's going to get deflected out of play. Eight seconds to go. 8 seconds gone in the power play. McDavid back to Bouchard. Bouchard over to McDavid. McDavid and Bouchard. McDavid, Bouchard. Bouchard sends it over to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins over to Bouchard. Bouchard's going to send it over to Connor. Connor loads up, tries to find Draisaitl in the slot. It was picked off by the Canucks. And that's going to be cleared. Bouchard's going to collect that puck behind the net, and he's going to go for a skate. Voids the check from Hoglander. Is going to send it over to Connor. Connor, using that speed, gets in on the puck. Finds Bouchard. Bouchard over to Nuge. Had it in his feet, got it to his stick. Bouchard, he mishandles the puck. And the Oilers are going to have to regroup. He's going to send it over to McDavid. He's going to send it over to Nugent Hopkins. Nuge over to Connor. Connor tries to drop pass, but Draisaitl is going to pick it up. Draisaitl. Connor! Shot! Saved by the goaltender. I don't know who is in net for the Canucks. I'm guessing, I don't think it's Demko. Might be Shilovs. I don't know. McDavid. Nice little spin move. Sends it down low for Nuge. Nuge back to the point. Bouchard with the shot, and he's going to whiff on it. It's going to go right to a Canuck who's going to clear it down. 40 seconds left on the Oilers penalty and or power play, and they are going to get the second unit out there at home. So it looks like Shilovs is in the net. Or I don't know. I couldn't tell. Corey Perry sends it up. No dice. And the Oilers Canucks are going to clear it out. Darnell Nurse is going to stop behind the Oilers net, and he's going to go for a skate. 10 seconds left on the power play, so that means the power play is over. Ekholm's going to send it in. Arvidsson's going to send it back around. Ekholm over to Nurse. Nurse over to Arvidsson. Arvidsson goes down low. Corey Perry tried the backhander. No doing. Ekholm's going to send it back to Darnell Nurse. And both teams are going to go for a change. 15:45 left in the first period. Shots are one apiece. Score remains at 0. Hey, Orange. How you doing, boss? Janmark. Finds puck, holes in. Puck holes in. Going for a skate. Sends it back to the point. Sends it down low. And Phil just whiffed on the pass there, but nothing coming out of that. Phil got shoved down to the ice. And here come the Canucks. Emberson sends it over to Henrique. That's tough for me to gauge. On the one hand, it's preseason, so you don't really put too much stock in it. I mean, we've seen years where the Oilers absolutely just crushed preseason, usually going undefeated, only for them to fall flat on their faces come regular season time. On the other hand, I mean, every loss the Oilers have had in preseason, they surrendered 6 goals. So I don't put too much. I'd give it a C or a B, to be honest. I've been impressed with a few players. Draisaitl and Arvidsson seem to have found some decent chemistry. Jeff Skinner, not so much, but got to give that one time. It looks like the Canucks just got called for too many men. Yeah, exactly, right. Ty Emberson's looked pretty good. Josh Brown has been absolutely terrible. And if he's on the opening night roster, the Oilers have been made a huge mistake. Bouchard finds Nuge. Nuge shot. Oh, off the post. That went off the bar. That beat whoever's in net clean, and it went off the crossbar. Look, here's how it is with this team right now. They're a cup contender. They are all about winning that Stanley Cup this year. Preseason means diddly squat. So I have been impressed with a few players. I've been disappointed by others. But overall, I don't put too much stock in it just because these games ultimately mean nothing in the grand scheme of things. As McDavid sends it back to Bouchard, Draisaitl fakes a one-timer, sends it back to McDavid. McDavid tries to go center. Draisaitl shot, and who is that in net? I don't know who that is. Who do we have in net there? I can't tell. Who's in net? Oh, Artur Shilovs is in net. I didn't think. Okay, I thought he was injured. Okay, that's interesting. Well, Artur Shilovs. The only reason the Canucks even had a chance in Game 7, if it wasn't for him in the first period, that game would have been over after the first period. But that was probably one of the most dominating Game 7s I've seen Edmonton play. Skinner. Oh, almost got the move back. Ekholm sends it. Shot. Save by Shilovs. Arvidsson's going to stop on the half wall. He's getting pressured there. Skinner digs it out. Sends it over to Nurse. Nurse. Wines fires blocked in front. Nurse sends it down low for Corey Perry. Back to Nurse. Over to Arvidsson. Victor Arvidsson. Looking, waiting, sends it over to Darnell Nurse. Nurse, back to Arvidsson. Arvidsson, Nurse, Wines, fires, glove saved by Artur Shilovs. But yeah, like I said, I don't put too much stock in preseason just because it's mostly like I don't put too much stock in it really until like the like games like this where you're basically icing an opening night roster. So we'll see. All right. Arvidsson. He's going to get tossed out of the faceoff circle for Jeff Skinner. Skinner versus Bluger. And Bluger is going to win that faceoff. Back to Quinn Hughes. He's going to send it. He's going to go around. Ekholm. Drops it off for Darnell Nurse. Nurse. Drops it off for Arvidsson. Arvidsson's going to find Jeff Skinner. Skinner's going to go cross ice to Corey Perry. Corey Perry's going to stop it with his glove, send it down low for Arvidsson. Arvidsson, Corey Perry, and the Canucks are going to come out with it. Quinn Hughes. Can't get it past Jeff. Can't get it past, is that Skinner? Yeah, couldn't get it past Jeff Skinner. Good job there by Jeff Skinner. Or no, that was Yanmar. My apologies. Power play is over. Stetcher sends it up, and he's going to come back with it. Connor Brown. Kulak. Over to Stetcher. Troy Stetcher is going to send it. Nice. Oh, Emberson just, oh man, I love that play from Emberson. Shot. And Shilovs has got it from Podkolzin. Emberson just disrupted a JT Miller rush. I am impressed. Ty Emberson, you know what? I said Ty Emberson's impressed me. He really has impressed me. Oh. Okay. Teddy Bluger chewing on his orange or his yellow colored mouth guard like it's a banana peel. Someone's gonna have to explain that to me. Why people do that? Like it's a mouth guard, not a chewable. So puck dumped into the Oilers zone. Emberson again. He gets in the way of JT Miller from getting that puck. I love this guy, man. Phil on the forecheck. Goes up against Desharnais. Shot. And that puck went out of play. I think it was Darnell Nurse there. Shots are 6-1 in favor of the Oilers. And if you're a Vancouver Canucks fan, you're probably getting Game 7 flashbacks right now. Philip, look on that forecheck. Beats, he cross-check, he hits Desharnais, forces the turnover, and Darnell Nurse with a great shot. Ekholm, down low. I know, right? Hyman behind the Vancouver net. Working it. Finds McDavid. McDavid out in front to Nuge. Saved by Shilovs. It was in the Canucks skate. Nuge manages to keep it. Down low for McDavid. McDavid behind the net. He tried to send it out in front. Canucks couldn't, or Canucks have it. DeBrusk over to Pedersen. Shot. Tipped in front, and Stuart Skinner is right there with the save. That was a great opportunity for the Canucks. It was actually a pass in front, and it got tipped in front. Number 91, who is that? Daniel Sprong with the tip. Shots are 7-2 in favor of Edmonton. Score remains at 0. Stuart Skinner had 36 wins last season, which was tied for third among all goalies in the National Hockey League. Hughes tries to send it out in front. His stick is going to explode on that. Or no, it was just a bad pass. But the Oilers make a bad pass, and it's like a mini 3-on-1. Shot over the net. Hughes walks the line, shots, and that's a goal. Quinn Hughes loads up, fires it, and beats Stuart Skinner. The Vancouver Canucks take a 1-0 lead. Of course they do. Bad breakup by Edmonton there. Yep. Yeah. Hughes just bombed it. Yeah, he just beat Stuart Skinner clean. Doesn't look like Stuart saw it. There was a ton of traffic in front of him. He didn't pick it up until it was too late. Well, all right, here come the Oilers. Draisaitl. Oh, tried the back pass to Skinner, who was tied up. Here come the Canucks. Oh, no, they're just going to. Oh, it looks like so they're showing a replay. Oh, I thought they scored again. Okay, so yeah, so the game against so that is called a split squad game. So basically what that means is the Edmonton Oilers and the Calgary Flames took everyone they had in camp, basically made two teams. One home team and one away team. Now usually the home team has the most NHLers playing on them. It's for the fans, right? And so basically you have the home team playing the mostly NHL lineup, while their away team is mostly rookies and AHLers. The same goes for Edmonton. So that's what it's called. It's called a split squad game. And Edmonton lost both. They lost 6-1 in Calgary, and then in Edmonton they lost 6-3. But it's basically when you take two full teams in preseason, and one team is more of an NHL veteran lineup for your home crowd. The other is like your mostly rookies and stuff like that. But that's how it works, Orange. Yeah. Actually, I wonder how that works, because I'm sure Knobloch was at the home one. I wonder who the coach was in the at the Saddle Dome game. Brown finds Yanmark, and his stick breaks. Ekholm sends it up. McDavid finds Nuge. Over to Hyman. Hyman gets squeezed off the puck. Hughes is going to flip it out. Ekholm is going to swipe it and miss it. Bouchard behind the net. Swing and a miss. I think that was DeBrusque. McDavid. Back pass. Nuge. Hyman. Oh, what a save by Shelovs. That was about as pretty a passing play as you can get. McDavid found Nuge, who found Hyman backdoor, but Shilovs was there with the save. Bouchard. 4 minutes left in the first period. 1-0 is still our score, courtesy of Quinn Hughes from Vancouver. Podkolzin goes up front, and that Podkolzin sent it up front to Noah Philp, and unfortunately he missed as the Canucks crash into the board. Yeah, McDavid found Nuge, who found Hyman, but Shilovs was right there with the save, and then Podkolzin finds Philp, who just missed the net. Stetcher sends it down low. Canucks are going to clear it, and it's going to go for icing. Canucks have their home opener on Wednesday as well. Stetcher shot blocked in front by DeBrusk, but the Canucks can't clear it out. Pettersson sends it back for a guy. Sends it across for a guy, but Stetcher's going to pick it up. Sends it up. Draisaitl can't pick up the puck. DeBrusk stops up, sends it over to Pettersson. Pettersson goes back to number 7, shot score. Carson Soucy, 2-0 Vancouver. Is that Janmark with a chance? Beat Shilovs. He couldn't beat the post or the crease. Brown sends it around for Janmark. It was intercepted by the Canuck, who whipped on a pass. It was intercepted by Henrique. And the Canucks are going to clear it out. Ay, ay, ay. All right, face off at the Oilers' blue line. 56 seconds in the first period to go. Stetcher over to Corey Perry, who's going to find it back to Kulak. Kulak gets stopped up in the neutral zone, sends it back to Stetcher. He's going to send it over to Pod Colson, who's going to send it over to Corey Perry. He's just going to dump it into the Canucks zone. Phil on the forecheck finds it back to Corey Perry, but he couldn't pick up the pass. And here comes a 3-on-2 rush for the Canucks with 30 seconds to go. And the Canucks would have been offside on that play, so they have to pull back and regroup, but it doesn't really matter because they're going to end the first period with a 2-0 lead. Draisaitl is going to skate up. Yep. And that's going to do it for the first period. Shots are 9-6 in favor of Edmonton. The score is 2-0 for the Canucks. Ay, ay, ay. All right, well, that's going to do it for the first period. I will be back after I watch some stupid stuff on YouTube. So, yeah. I'll see you guys for the second period. Okay, we are back for the second period. Yeah. Just tell yourself it's preseason. Just tell yourself it's preseason. Just tell yourself it's preseason. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Just get through this game without, anything. Draisaitl finds or tried to find Jeff Skinner, but he couldn't make the pass. Pettersson finds Daniel Sprong over to Pettersson. Tried to find DeBrusque. Nothing doing there. Draisaitl. Eberson gets it. Doesn't get it out. Nurse. Skinner. Goes up to Draisaitl, or Arvidsson finds Draisaitl, drops for Arvidsson. Arvidsson, shot, missed the net. Nice play from Nurse there to break up that chance. Darnell Nurse. He's going to dump it in on Shilovs, and that's going to go for icing on Edmonton. 3-0. Well, Our Steep Baines makes it 3-0 on the power play, and I'm pretty much going to stop watching at this point. There is really nothing for me to see here. It's preseason, and quite frankly, I got better things to worry about right now. So I'm going to end it there, guys. Next stream is opening night. Wednesday, October 9th, opening night. Edmonton and Winnipeg. The pursuit of 1,000 begins on Wednesday. Till then, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys on Wednesday night. So long.